Welcome to the Rebel to Succeed podcast. It's your boy Anthony Williams, the founder of rebeltosucceed.com. The purpose of this podcast is to share tips, advice, and strategies to help you improve in all areas of your life. My mission is to make a positive difference in your life to help you live your best life. Now let's get it. What up, Rebels? It's your boy Ann from Rebel to Succeed coming at you with another podcast episode. So in this podcast episode, I'm going to be sharing some very vital advice. This is some vital advice from Damon Dash. Again, that's Damon Dash. For anybody who don't know who this guy is, he is responsible for bringing the old school record label back in the day called Rockefeller. You know, he built it with Jay-Z, the very famous rapper and entrepreneur, businessman, billionaire, all of those things. So he was responsible for building that whole record label with him. He was a guy kind of like in the back of the scenes. And yeah, man, he's a very motivational guy. You know, he has a lot of information that I know will be able to, you know, help you guys on your success journey. And yeah, I want you to check out this clip by Damon Dash.
Learned over the years that, you know, with anything you have to be patient. Not 5 years patient or 5 months patient. You know, you could be 10 years patient if you want to. You know, empires aren't built overnight. You know what I mean? Like I always tell everybody, the Great Wall was a 2,000-year-old plan. 2,000. You know how many lifetimes that is of one plan? You know, and getting people to kind of, you know, do the same, have the same exact agenda for lifetimes, for generations. It's crazy. So, you know, you have to be patient when you want to do something significant, no matter what. And a lot of time that means, you know, not reaping the benefits of something immediately, you know, and that's the test. You ever watch a James Bond movie where it doesn't look like he's losing at some point and then he wins? Or Batman or Iron Man or any superhero? There has to be some diversity for you to, you know, overcome to win. You know, you can't be a champ unless you, you know, are in a place where you look like you're going to lose and then you win. The pain that's going to come with being independent, you have to embrace it because it's going to happen. And also know that the more successful you get, the more problems you're going to have, the more knots you're going to have to untie. Being a boss does not mean smooth sailing. It means having the ability to care about other people before yourself and to untie problems, untie knots. That's all it is. It's not business if there's not problems. There's nothing good without struggle. It just doesn't happen. In all my experiences, there hasn't been one thing that's been successful without me feeling some pain before it was successful. So now when there is pain, I embrace it. You know, I've been embracing it. I'm a G about it because I know that must mean that if I'm cool, that, you know, what awaits me is like the darkest before the dawn. I don't want to like sound corny, but that's really that's what has to happen. Because I believe there's always karmic repercussions from doing things unfair. So what could appear to be a win or something that appears to be a fast money, and I know in the long run I'm going to suffer. But, you know, it's always a test. Anything quick is a test. You know, I can get it quick if I don't have to cheat. But if I got to cheat to get it fast, I don't want it.
I only do what I love. You got to do what you love. You can't get burnt out, and I do get burnt out. You know, once I'm in the business and I don't enjoy it no more, that's the thing. It's hard for me to stay in the business for a long period of time because the people tend to make me sick. So as soon as I start to get aggravated, you know, it's like I'll be on the block. If the block starts to make me mad, I go to another block. Even if I got the block clicking, it's just like I won't compromise my quality of living. You know what I'm saying? But like right now, what I'm doing is, you know, I'm building things that I could pass to my kids, but only things that I love and my family. So I love making movies. I'm making movies. I love it. I don't think I'm going to be burnt out with that anytime soon, you know. And then also when you're in the business of making money off other people, that person can make you sick and then you don't want to make money off them no more. So that's the reason why I try to only make money off myself these days, and also do things that, you know, my girl or my wife, Rocky, if she's inspired, then we'll do that business. And like some revolving my children, I'll do that business. But I worked hard to put myself in that position.
The only way to be a professional is to work harder than everybody. A professional, like a professional baseball player, a boxer, is someone that's better than everyone else. That's why he gets paid so much to do it. That means work. It ain't nothing professional going to get given to you. There's some sacrifice. There's always pain. And, you know, there's always going to be dark times because that's part of business. Every time you create a new business, you got to struggle a little bit. And it takes a while to build a brand. It takes about 5 years to be consistent. Like my first 5 years, you know, I'm not saying nothing different. I've been saying the same exact stuff. If you go look at backstage and any kind of argument I had, it's always been consistent. It's just people weren't ready for it. They didn't trust it. But after I've been saying it for 10 years or 5 to 10, now it's a brand. I have a brand for it. I'm consistent. I back it up. I'm still here. I'm still up. Even when, you know, being an independent meant looking like you was down.
So that was a clip by Damon Dash. So right off the bat, you know, Damon Dash is, a lot of people, they consider this guy, or he could come off as very cocky, right? And, you know, sometimes the way he moves or the way he says things can seem a bit harsh. He's one of those give it to you straight with no chaser type guys, right? And sometimes people need that. You know, sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it can be detrimental to your success, but sometimes people need it, right? And I love the way he kind of shares his information. He's straight to it, straight to the point, with no chaser. You know what I mean? And in this clip, I love the fact, just to share my thoughts, which you guys know I am, but I love the fact that he shares his philosophy on, on struggle, right? So his whole thing is, there is nothing good without struggle. Struggle is necessary, right? Struggle is needed in your road to success, and it's inevitable, and it's true, because if you look at anybody who has achieved success, not even anybody else, look at anything you have achieved, right? Anything worthwhile, anything that was, you consider like, man, this is major. It probably came with some struggle. And it probably came with with a lot of adversity, right? And some pain and all of that, and all of those things he was saying in the clip. This stuff is necessary to success. It doesn't change because we're talking about, celebrities or, people who has achieved way more than you. This stuff don't change. It don't change. It's all the same. Nothing changes. It's the only thing that's different is you and what you do, what you can do, right? So I'm a firm believer that, we need to focus on what we can control. And the only thing you can control, you can ultimately control in this whole universe, is yourself. So if you see somebody who has achieved way more than you, they probably just, they probably, outworked you. They did a little bit more, you know what I mean? And that could come in the forms of, connecting, networks or relationships. Or now, granted, there are some people who were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. I'm not talking about those people. Those are not the people that I glorify on my platform. I want to pick the minds of people who have, who are either inspiring people, who has achieved some stuff through some hard work. You know what I mean? Because that's the the road that a lot of us has to go through to be able to achieve the things that we want. We're gonna have to put in some work. Nothing is going to be handed to you. So this is what Damon Dash is saying. there is nothing good without struggle. So if you listen to that, it kind of, it paints a picture of there are people who have achieved some things without struggle, right? All of the, quick money, all of the, the short-term success and the quick success. And me personally, I don't base my life story or my success is not based off of short-term pleasures, right? You guys know that I'm a long-term guy. That's just my personality, to be honest with you, because I feel like anything short-term or fast is just not my speed, because that's just not the person that I am. I'm too cautious. You know what I mean? I have a family to take care of. I have a wife. I have a family. I got kids, so I can't be playing around, with things, especially when it comes to like business endeavors and money. You know what I mean? I'm responsible for a family, right? So long term is slow, is steady, but is virtually guaranteed if you look at it, right? So where I shine and where, Damon Dash is getting at is, the pain and the struggle and the adversity and the delayed gratification. Those are all things that you're going to have to deal with on your road to some success. On your road to success. He's telling you he's a very successful guy. He's achieved a lot, and he's telling you there's nothing good without struggle. You know what I mean? So all of the short-term things, all of the short-term successes is really not long-lasting, right? You might get some success, some quick success, and may last for a little bit, but it ain't gonna last you. I'm after the long term. I'm after the big prize, right? And for you to be able to achieve the big prize, you're gonna have to struggle a little bit, right? You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to be patient. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna be slow. You're gonna be wondering, like, damn, like, when is, like, bro, like, this is taking too long, right? And that's the way things work. I talk about I think I talked about this before, but it's called the law of gestation. And the law of gestation states that everything will happen in due time, right? So when you plant a seed, like if you're trying to grow let's say an apple tree, that's just for simplicity reasons. If you have an apple tree, and well, not even if you have an apple tree, if you're trying to grow an apple tree, you're going to have to plant an apple seed. So you go and you plant the apple seed in some soil or some dirt or whatever you have, right? And here's where a lot of people mess up. They expect to get an apple tree. Next week, right? And that's just not how reality works. You're going to have to wait, right? Like there's a time period that must go by before you can even see a little bit of a sprout of the seed, like, so for you to get a tree, it's going to take a while. You see what I'm saying? So if you want an apple tree, the law of gestation states that there's a time period that has to elapse. There's time that has to go past, right? You gotta wait a while, and while you're waiting, you're gonna have to put in some work. You're gonna have to water the seed. You're gonna have to, go through some struggles, and you're gonna have to put in some work, and you're gonna have to wait, and you're gonna have to give it some sunshine. You're gonna have to do some things while you're doing all of that waiting, and people, that's what people mess up is they want the short term, pleasures, and it's like, yo, you just wait, just hold on, just wait, right? So, you could, try to eat the little sprout, once you see some results after 2 or 3 weeks or 3 or 4 months, you could be like, all right, well, I can just go off this little mini bush. a little apple, a little teeny little treat, right? But I mean, you're not gonna get many apples from that. You probably not even. You might get some mini apples, right? Some little small little cherry apples, but they're not even fully developed, right? You want the apples, so you're gonna have to wait. You know what I mean? You gotta wait. So I don't want to ramble too much on that, but yeah, man. I mean, just get in your mind, and hopefully you guys can adapt this mentality of the long-term mentality, you know, and also just expect for, some things to happen in life, some bad things, because it's just how life goes. Adversity, everybody goes through struggle. So once you accept that, and the quicker you accept that, the quicker you'll be able to navigate through all of these struggles and adversity and hardships that you're going to, basically see in life on your road to success. So hopefully you guys found value in this clip. I do want to say that this is my 100th episode. I put in a lot of work on this podcast. I do want to say thank you to all of the Rebel Nation, all of the rebels out there who listen to this podcast, who has supported me from day one. I want to thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, I just want to thank you guys because it was always my dream to just to share some of the, weird. I used to think that the stuff that I listened to, all of the stuff that I share on the podcast, I used to think it was weird because I never really, was around people who share this type of information. I never heard anybody listening to self-development stuff. And it was just, it was something that I would do, in my own like little spare time, and, I would do by myself. So, I feel like I'm building like a community of, just rebels, people who think like me, and people who want to, achieve success, and entrepreneurs out there, and people who are just want to achieve a lot. So I want to thank you guys for being a part of the Rebel Nation, for supporting this podcast, and just, for being, yourselves, you know what I mean? For being who you are, because I believe that by you being yourself and you, being the people that you are, you guys are attracted to this content. We all think alike. Great minds think alike. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And I can't thank you guys enough. It's been a long time coming. I put in a lot of work in this podcast. Yeah, man. And it's just me doing this content, putting out this content. I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything for you guys and trying to, bring you guys, inspiration and motivation and things that I feel that can best serve you on your road to success and your journey to success. So, hopefully, I'm doing that. Hopefully I'm serving you guys. I will continue to do my best to serve you guys. And, hopefully we can, celebrate, at, 200 episodes. We can continue to go. I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to continue to go with this and continue to, inspire. I feel like this is my life work. This is something that I will be remembered, by, or be remembered for. And hopefully, I'm making some type of difference in people's lives. So, yeah, man. With that being said, thank you. If you found value in this episode, I want you guys to go and to leave a review. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Go to the website, rebeltosucceed.com. Let me know, check out the content there. And last but not least, be a rebel. Reach everybody by exercise and love. Show somebody some love today. And yeah, it's your boy Ian from Rebel to Succeed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I want to thank you for joining me today and listening to this podcast. If you found this episode helpful or valuable in any way, then I encourage you to leave an honest review and subscribe to the Rebel to Succeed podcast for future episodes. To receive more content and value, make sure to visit the Rebel to Succeed website at www.rebeltosucceed.com. And finally, always remember that to succeed in life, you have to reach everyone by exercising love. So make sure to show somebody some love today. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time.